Sound. Sight. Touch. Smell. Taste. Sight. I know that the retina is covered with two basic types of light-sensitive cells, rods and cones. The cone cells are sensitive to colour and are located in the part of the retina called the fovea, where the light is focused by the lens. The rod cells are not sensitive to colour, but have greater sensitivity to light than the cone cells. These cells are located around the fovea and are responsible for peripheral vision and night vision. The eye is connected to the brain through the optic nerve. You really are good at that.
When I see a bar one wrapper, it normally reminds me of my uncle who passed away a few years ago, because because he used to eat bar ones and it was his favorite chocolate, and I definitely associate that chocolate with him. So, yeah.
I have to do it. I've tried to strip all the objects around me from any visual stimuli. Every single label on everything that I purchase, the label must go. Sound. I know that the outer ear protrudes away from my head and is shaped like a cup to direct sounds towards the tympanic membrane, which transmits vibrations to the inner ear. The inner ear chamber is covered internally by nerve fibers that react to the vibrations and transmit impulses to the brain via the ear.
Rain on a tin roof. Whenever I hear that sound, it reminds me of my time spent in Transkei when I was a young girl. My dad and his friends built this beautiful wooden cottage by themselves. We used to get these crazy thunderstorms at night, and the cottage had a tin roof, and the rain just used to pelt down on the tin roof, and you used to hear, you couldn't even hear your own thoughts. It was just so loud.
Touch. The sense of touch is distributed throughout the body. Nerve endings in the skin and other parts of the body.
I think I was about 6 years old, and my dad used to travel a lot when we were younger, and my mum was very sickly, and I remember one of her operations that she had was to take part of her intestine out, and she had these stitches all the way down her abdomen. The lady who used to live with us, she was cleaning my mum's stitches, and then one day she picked them out, and I just remember touching the scar and like feeling how long the scar was. And whenever I see my mum and see that scar, it always reminds me of me touching and the feeling of the skin once it's scarred from being stitched.
Smell. I know that the cavity of the nose is lined with
girl like in the ethnomusicology course, she used Johnson & Johnson products, and then it was so weird because for me it was like, where's my daughter? And then I had to check everyone. Are you using Johnson? And she was a girl right next to me. She's like, yeah. I'm like, the bedtime scent. And then she's like, yes. I'm like, why? Because I just remember, and it was just after I gave birth, so it was quite recent, and it triggered a lot of memories.
It can be really overwhelming, especially when you're not expecting it or you're not prepared for that memory that sense triggers. I think it can be really overwhelming because it's an instant, it's a flashback of a time and a place. And I think it can be really emotionally overwhelming to be completely out of body like that when you're not expecting it. I think it is really overwhelming.
I don't want to relive that memory.